Hey. Welcome back to I'm Just Fine podcast. My name is Chris Lynn, and I know you're probably looking around like, okay, where's she at? Why is she not sitting on the blue couch? It's because I'm in my kitchen. And I know you're probably looking in front of me and like, well, what is she about to do? I'm going to explain it all, as I always do. So I want to switch things up. I told you every week I am not going to be sitting on my couch going over my medical history and all the long story of getting there in my journey. That's going to be incorporated, but I just don't live my life surrounded around my medical conditions. I like to have fun. I like to enjoy my life. I like to do things, and one of the things you see is what I want to incorporate back into my life. You didn't know, I used to be a bartender. Could you tell I was really great at it? Because I was. I made a lot of money bartending. I quit bartending probably, what year was that? 2018. I quit bartending in 2018, and I haven't bartended since, and I do enjoy it. So when my friends come to my house, I make them a cocktail. And we usually have conversations about what's going on in our lives, so I kind of wanted to incorporate that same concept here, if you see where we're going. Usually when you sit down with your friends and you got something going on and you got something you want to talk about, you usually like, girl, let me get my wine. Girl, let me get my drink. Girl, let's wait till we get to dinner. Girl, let's wait till, you know how it goes. You need to have a cocktail in your hand, but girl, what I'm about to tell you, you sitting down, you got your wine. So I want to incorporate that type of concept here. We're all going through things. We're all going to make it. We just taking one step at a time, right? In honor of no alcohol in January, so we have a dry January, I'm going to be making a mocktail. This mocktail actually is a twist on my signature cocktail that I used to make when I was bartending. And one of the most annoying questions, by the way, to ask a bartender is, I don't know what I want to drink. And the bartender asks you, what do you want to drink? I don't know what I want to drink. And then they go, well, just give me your signature. Bartenders probably look around and go, they either have a signature or they just make you something from the menu and you just get charged what's from the menu. But for me, I actually had a signature cocktail. And how this cocktail came about, it's a twist on a gin gimlet. I drink gin. My drink of choice is gin. I know you're probably like, what? Who drinks gin? Who drinks gin? I do. I know gin makes you sin. I've heard it all. Oh, I heard the woes about people who drank Seagrams in college. Stop trying to associate every gin with Seagrams. No one told you to drink Seagrams down to the bottom of the bottle where you ended up hugging the porcelain god. Nobody told you to do that. I drink gin. I drink top shelf gin, just like you might drink top shelf vodka, or you might drink top shelf cognac. Now, if you drink it down on the medium bottom shelves, just be careful. It's a little dangerous down there. You may not feel so great in the morning. So that's why I kind of keep it up here. It's kind of worth the money not to have their hangover the next day. What you need for this drink. And I actually want to dedicate this episode to two people. These two people have a significant day, which is tomorrow. The first person is somebody who's no longer here. This person tried to hide me from the world until they couldn't hide me from the world anymore because we were now in the same high school together and he couldn't hide me from his friends or anybody else. And as a freshman sister would do, she walked up to him and said, hey, and everybody was asking, who's that? And, you know, he had to admit, this is my sister. My brother, his birthday is tomorrow. He's no longer with us. He would have been 41 years old. He passed away when he was 24. And every year on his birthday or around his birthday, the weekend before or after, I would come to my hometown, take him out to eat, and have a drink with him. So I'm dedicating this because I am making a cocktail to him. And then additionally, tomorrow it is January 9th. So tomorrow is also my best friend's transplant day. She was given another chance at life. So January 9th is a significant day for me. And I'm honoring my friends. So my brother, who was very supportive for me when he was here, I still feel his presence. I don't know if you all believe in the spiritual world, but I do. I feel my brother's presence often. I dream about him when I need him the most as well, which I don't find coincidental. But my best friend, she is a lupus warrior. I'm not going to go through all of her details. Go to @ChrissyMac, follow her, see her story. She goes into details about her in and outs, battles with lupus, kidney failure. So this is a drink I've made for her and her son, who is my godson. So what do you need? About a third of cucumbers, and I julienne them, means that I cut them up into thin slithers. A third a cup of blackberries, a third a cup of mint, club soda, a half an ounce of simple syrup. I make my own simple syrup. It's just equal parts hot water and sugar, and just let it sit in the fridge. You also need an ounce of lime juice. The basic things that you're gonna need to make a cocktail. You're gonna need a measuring cup. I've already measured out the individual drinks. You're gonna need your cup. What are you gonna put it in? I'm big on glassware. Yes, I am bougie. I own it. When I became a bartender, I learned about glassware. Now this is not the correct glassware for this particular drink. This is a wine glass. I don't have Collins glasses yet. So, and that's the long, thin ones. I don't have those glasses yet. So I'm putting my drink into the wrong glass, which is going to be a wine glass. And you're just gonna have to be okay with that, because that's what I have. You need a shaker. And for this particular cocktail, you're gonna need a muddler. We're gonna mash all of these things up and make it into a beautiful mocktail. I also have a garnish. I don't know if my garnish is gonna work, but I do like garnishes. Makes things pretty. I'm gonna put ice water in my glass so that it actually chills and makes the glass cold. So if you're ever wondering how your martini glass was cold, you'll probably see that your bartender put ice water into it as they're making the cocktail. So ingredients are going into my shaker. So first, I'm gonna put in the cucumbers. And the cucumbers are gonna go in first because you need to muddle them up. I'm also gonna put in the blackberries because, again, you're going to be muddling. So everything you're going to be muddling, you put in first. Put in my simple syrup. And I am going to muddle this up. And it's nice, you get a nice little turn on it. Now, I always was taught not to kill your fruit and vegetables, right? So you don't want to squeeze it too hard. Just want to get a nice twist on it, get the blackberry juice out of it. Let's not kill the vegetables. I'm going to add my lime juice, and I'm going to add ice, and I'm going to shake this up. So we're going to give that a good shake. Shake, 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 shake. At least 10 seconds. You gotta use your elbow, get your elbow grease in there. Shake it up. Get the ice to melt. You want a little bit of water to get the sugar balanced. And usually when you make cocktails, you need a little bit of water. So that's why you gotta shake it good, because you want the ice to melt a little bit. And we're just gonna pour that out. I'm putting everything in there. Isn't that beautiful? That looks gorgeous. So I'm going to top this off with a little bit of club soda. You do not have to use Fever Tree. You don't have to use Fever Tree. I'm using Fever Tree because I like Fever Tree products. You can use whatever club soda you want. So I'm going to take the Fever Tree and I'm just going to pour it on top. Oh my goodness, look how refreshing. You are going to add your garnish. Oh, one that's not falling apart. My poor garnish. Jeez, oh Pete. And let's hopefully that stays. Look how pretty that is. And we're going to add our mint. And here we go. We have a blackberry mint cucumber refresher that I'm going to entitle the Indo Elixir. This is so refreshing. It doesn't have a bunch of sugar in it. You really enjoy it. I'm gonna have a seat and it's just gonna be me and my cocktail and you. So let's have a conversation. What are we gonna talk about today? And I thought long and hard about this. Like, what is my topic going to be? thought maybe I should tell a funny relationship story. And I was like, I don't want to start there yet. We're going to get there. I got some good ones in the archive. I wanted to talk about friendship today. And it's so fitting because, again, this episode is in honor of my BFF and my brother, who were and are really great friends. And also, this was around the time that we would have been celebrating a friendship that is no longer. So the theme of friendship has come up a lot for me in the past few days. I have reflected heavily on my friendships and the people that are in my life. And the people that I want to be in my life. Because let's just be real. You can't be friends with everybody. And in 2024, you might have to make some cuts. Let's just be honest. Everybody can't be your friend. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that I had to stop appeasing everybody. I would be that person who would show up to your house, you send me an invite. Absolutely, I'm coming. RSVP me. I'm coming. I'd come with a bottle. I'd come to hang out, have a good time. And I would do this over and over again. And I realized that some of these relationships, the only thing we had in common was gossiping. That's right. That's all we talked about. All we talked about was gossiping. We talked about other people. It was not progressive and it was not positive. Those friendships slowly whittled their way right on out of my life. Those friendships also, I found out different things. It's amazing how God, if you believe in God, I believe in God, will expose people to you. I have a thing I call it my spidey sense, but it's more like my energy. My energy just doesn't mesh with certain people. And when I'm around them, I'm like, oh, something is not quite right, but I just can't put my finger on it. There are people that I have met, and my friends are like, no, they're awesome. You just got to give them a chance. And I sit back and I say, okay, well, good luck with them. Or I'm going to sit over here and I'm going to allow them to show themselves to me. And I think I'm pretty undefeated in picking up on people that I really don't get along with and I probably shouldn't deal with on a regular basis. I realized that people show you who they are, and I constantly didn't believe them. I realized I gave people chances after chance after chance to hurt me and to show me that they could never be a good friend. Now, let me give you an example. Have you ever had the friend, and I'm not saying you can't be there for your friends, but that friend who always calls you and all they gotta do is talk about negative stuff, and that's all they're talking about. They ain't got nothing positive to say, nothing that will uplift you, and they also don't ask how you're doing. They just call you to vent about themselves. Those friendships, also, I had to go ahead and let those go. You know, the best analogy that was recently presented was, it's like a marriage, right? Your friendships are like a marriage. You're supposed to grow together. You're supposed to build together. You know, fall deeper in friendship with one another, right? It's just like a beautiful thing that grows over and over again. It's like, man, my friendship has really evolved from this to this. Now, I will say, I was not always a good friend. I'm not sitting here trying to preach and say, oh, I've been an amazing friend. Always and forever. Absolutely not. I was not a good friend. If I was a friend with the person that I was before, I would not have continued to be a friend to that person. So I thank my friends graciously for their patience with me because I was not always a good friend. I was selfish. I had a lot of scarring that I had to deal with. So, you know, when they say hurt people, I was one of those hurt people that hurt people. And I would deflect, I would project, and I wouldn't listen. So it was very difficult being a friend with me before. I won't say that I'm a perfect friend now, but I will definitely say I'm a much better friend than I was years ago. And that's why I feel it's very important that if you have that friend that is constantly calling you about negativity and there's no progression and progress and you're seeing a change in behavior, I would be very careful with that friendship moving forward. It's exhausting. It sucks your happiness, right? I'm actually purposely wearing the sweater. Choose happy. And that's what I'm doing with my friendships. I'm choosing happy friendships. I'm choosing friendships that bring joy to my life. If it's not a friendship that's bringing joy and peace to my life, I'm letting it go. Well, I should say I've already let it go. I don't have any friendships that I'd have to say fit into that category today. So anyway, I had friendships that I would just sit around and gossip about people, because that's what negative people do. That's all they have conversation to talk about, is just gossiping about other people. It's not okay. It's not a positive thing to do. I'm guilty of participation. And I've gotten in trouble with friends because I was gossiping about them. And that gossip scenario, I thought it was with people I could trust. That gossip scenario got back to them. So it's like, you got to be careful with how you move and the people you move with, because not everybody is your friend. People are and have been exposed as snakes in my life. And I'm not a person to just immediately go and say, oh, you did this to me, why did you do this? Because most of the time it's like, you know what, karma's gonna get them. I don't have the energy to go and talk to this person. And most times, like, this is a person who I really don't even deal with like that. I thought we was cool, so I don't even need to address this. Example. I was out with someone that me and another person we have in common. So I was out with them and we were just, hanging out. They were new to the city, so I decided that I was gonna, hang out with them. And they ended up asking me a question about my relationship with another person that we have in common. This person ended up telling me some of the things that had been said about me from this individual. I was shocked because I'm like, I considered this person in a pretty decent regard. Like, I didn't think that this person would say these type of things to other people about me. I just never thought that that would happen. But it did. And it made me reflect even more. Okay, so now these relationships you have, when you leave a room, are these people going to always have positive things to say about you? And it makes you think about the relationships you have in your circle. My circle has become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Just for that reason. I don't need associates knowing my business. I know when I tell my business to somebody who I consider a friend, that it's not going to Tom, Dick, and Harry. I know that when I am in the company of my friends, it is a circle of trust and reliability. And if you need to reevaluate your friends, because I have let long-term relationships go, friendships that I thought would have been long-term friends, I have cut off and let go because my peace is way more important. That sucking energy, it had to go. So the friendships I have today, I'm just going to talk about positive things about the friendships I have and how beautiful it is. First of all, I have friends that I have known since I was in elementary school. One of the people in my life, I've known her since the first grade. Like, isn't that crazy? And we are still friends today. She is my best friend. She is my sister. She knows a lot about my life. She's amazing. She's an amazing, amazing person. Bestie who I've dedicated this video to. I've known her since high school. She has been in my life and been consistent since high school. Long-term friendships. I have friendships from different chapters of my life because when my friends moved from Tampa and I was the only person still there trying to get my career off the ground, I met another group of ladies. I am still friends with the ladies from that group. Long-term friendship. And I hope that you have these type of friendships in your life, because when we get together, it is like getting together with family. You know how it is a family when you just chop it up, you can let your hair down, you can talk about whatever you want. Yes, I needed this. I needed to pour into you and I needed you to pour into me. And it's so positive and it's so uplifting. And it's us talking about progress What are we doing this year? What are our goals? What do you want to do? And I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I got together with friends, so Chris Lynn, when are you starting the podcast? We done talked about this for years, girl, and I know it's all in your time. I know it's in your process. But honey, when are you starting? That's the type of friendships I have. Now, I'm not going to say we don't gossip, because if we see something on social media that makes us go, we going to have a little talk about it. That's not all we're talking about. That's normal human nature, to be like, did you see this? But it's not just centered around talking about other people, because I feel like the people who talk about other people, there's something boiling more inside of them. Something that needs some healing. I'm only speaking from myself. I was quick to talk about somebody else because I had something else that I needed to deal with. I could talk negatively about other people because I had negativity in me. The friendships that I have, the friendships that I hope you have, are friendships that are built on loyalty, that are built on love, that are built on trust. Because at the end of the day, you only have one. First of all, you only have one life. Let's just do this. You only have one life. Don't you want to spend that life with the best people you can? I know it's a unique situation, and I know people from high school, because I know people who don't have long-term friendships. And I hope that you can get those. I hope that you have those people that you can rely on. Because I know when I had surgery, everybody who came to visit me, everybody who sent me flowers, everybody who checked on me, everybody who showed up and said, hey, I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to cook for you and my mom. I had people sending Uber Eats. I mean, I had a circle of friends in hard times that show up. And it's a beautiful thing. If I ever get into a difficult financial situation, I've had people tell me, we're going to figure it out. That's the type of friends that you need to have. The ones that are going to be like, I'm in your corner and I'm pulling for you and I'm fighting for you and I want to see what's best for you. Now, if you ain't got those, let's talk about how we're going to get there in 2024. Because I need you to get them. I need you to get you some friends that are in your corner. Because it's important for health and growth. What I love to do is hanging out with my friends. I got a standing calendar appointment. We already made our reservations for next month, when we going to get together, the time we going to get together, the restaurant we going to, if we going out after, where we going. We got the reservations made. Because we know the importance of fostering that relationship. You have to build and put into your friendships. And that friendship could be platonic or romantic. But you gotta work. You gotta put in the work. Someone said something very important to me that made me look at things differently. Like, how much effort do you put into your job? How much effort do you put into your friendships? Do you feel like it's balanced? Do you feel like you put more effort here and that's why you're successful in your career? Do you need to put more work into your relationships so your relationships can be successful? You got to think about it that I put a lot of effort into work. I got to put the same amount of effort into my friendships, building and working and growing. I used to be the person that called people to check and see if they were okay. Hey girl, hey, how you doing? You good? Yeah, so I was just calling to check on you, see how you doing, what's going on. Great. Girl, yes, I heard about that, and the other. And I would do that, and it was exhausting. Because I'm like, these people don't call me at all. These people don't reciprocate. But yet they want to get invitations to everything, right? But these people aren't reciprocating. I call you, I check on you. I expect the same. And I started evaluating the relationships that weren't a teeter-totter. Those relationships that were more one-ended. Now, sometimes it does need to be one-ended where 100% I have to pour into my friend because they need uplifting. But eventually it comes back to the other side. It's not always on one side is what I'm saying. And I found that there was a lot of superficial relationships and friendships that I had. And I was spending all of this energy trying to make this person happy and this person happy and this person happy and checking on this person and doing this and doing that. And it was exhausting. And I said, you know what? I don't like this. I'm good. I'm not doing this anymore. And I started saying no. I started declining invitations. Oof. And I started moving away to see how people would react and say, hey, are they going to check on me and say, hey, friend, haven't seen you in a while, what's going on? And I noticed only a select few people did it. A select few people that are still closely in my life. Because in those trench times, those hard times, it was always those people who would either send a text like, hey, you crossed my spirit. I just want to make sure you're okay. It was those people who said, I got your back. I know you're going through a hard time right now. I got your back. I know, let me celebrate you. Let's talk about celebration. Those friends who can't celebrate you doing something amazing. Be careful around those people. If you don't have people, or you notice that there are people in your life who call themselves your friend, but when you do something amazing that deserves recognition, they aren't there to applaud you. It's, oh, I see your little podcast. I saw your little podcast the other day. Be careful around those people. There are always going to be people around you who don't like you. Just know that. There will always be haters. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people you hold in your circle who do not praise you. The people in your circle who do not lift you up. Like, girl, you know what? I saw your podcast the other day. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It was amazing. It was great. This is the feedback I would give you. Be careful around those friends who cannot applaud your accomplishments because they're not your friend. You don't need those people around you that can't not only hold you down when you're low, but also when you're high, still give you your praise. It's a balance. If you got people who only care when you're low and only focus on you when you're low and only in your life when there's drama, but when things are going good, and you just, hey, I'm having a good time. I just want people around me who are just doing good, and let's just do good together. And you notice there's that person who's just like, oh, you know, yeah, Be careful. Just be careful. Not everybody's for you. Not everybody wants to be your friend. I learned that the hard way. I did. I've had people, I'm telling you, as much things that have been said behind my back have come full circle to me. And with peace, I said, there's no point in bringing energy and attack to this. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I know though, don't think I don't know, but I do. So hopefully I'm a new friend, right? Because you're showing up for me. I'm gonna show up for you. I'm gonna try to give you good content, and hopefully you pulled something from this. Reevaluate the people in your life. Life is short. It's really short. You need to pour and give energy to the people who are pouring and giving energy back to you. You live longer when you're happier. And that's why friendships are important to me. Because I deal with a lot of things and I need positivity around me. So I gotta be very cautious with the people that I have around me. So as I close today, I wanna keep it short and sweet, right? I don't wanna have a 45-minute episode every week. So hopefully you like this formula. And just so, if in case you missed it, so every other week, I'm going to have a similar setup like this, where I'm talking about a beverage, how to make a cocktail, how to make a mocktail, whether it's a nutritional drink that I'm trying out, because I'm a person on a journey, right? I'm looking for that next thing that's gonna help me in my health journey. So whether it be something like that, I'm gonna try it out first and then I'm gonna introduce you to it. And then also, I'm going to title the cocktail. So this is the Indo Elixir. So it's called the Indo Elixir because next week's episode is going to be dedicated to talking about endometriosis. And that's how I'm going to set it up. So each week, there's going to be a beverage of some sort that is going to be tied to next week's episode. And if you like this concept, please, 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 please like, subscribe, follow me. I do have a I'm Just Fine podcast page on Instagram. I do have a Chris Lynn page on Instagram as well. I'm trying to get going on TikTok. Give me some time. Ticking and talking is not my friend. Don't forget to make today your last day one. If you are starting something today, start today. You know, let today be that last day one that you're starting something that is moving you into your purpose. So, make today your last day one. And just, I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope 2024 brings you beautiful friendships, growth in your friendships, growth in your love life. So, have a good week. Bye.